Welcome to our series of YouTube to get a little bit more education and content out there for those that are interested in looking it up and having that extra edge on their quest to become the fitter, stronger version of themselves. So today I want to unpack a question of resistance versus cardiovascular training. Which one is the best? Which one should I do? And why both of them have their individual benefits and why both of them can also be balanced in an everyday lifestyle as well. So the first thing I want to unpack is cardiovascular training. Cardiovascular training is for our heart, it's our heart health. It is increasing our lung capacity and giving us the ability to be able to be more active, to recover quicker and have that heart health. Cardiovascular training, especially in BFT, can come in 3 different forms. So the 3 cardiovascular training sessions that we have at BFT is Cardio Summit, which is our steady state training. We also have our Cardio HIT, which is our high intensity interval training, designed to build our metabolism, but also to keep that post-oxygen energy consumption up far longer after we've finished our training here and walk out the door. Our metabolism being elevated means that you're going to be in a fat burning position for a lot longer when you're finished. And then the other cardiovascular training session we have is our Cardio U. Now, if you could imagine Cardio U having a bit of a banner Cardio U, there's 2 different variations of it. One of them stitches us up because there's 94% and above, meaning that we have to push that little bit harder, and Cardio U is there to test our cardiovascular limits. So it always feels very hard to do it. Our other Cardio U session is a Cardio HIT variation. And the thing that makes Cardio U so wonderful is that it's designed around you and your heart rate, individual to anybody else in the room. We're working with rolling sets. So that means that when our heart rate prescription is up, we need to work at that capacity to get it up. And when our heart rate then drops into that recovery period, it's individual to everybody's recovery in their own pace as to whether they start work again or not, depending on that set. So with those 3 different cardiovascular training, there is something there for everybody, and developing both our short, sharp and intense style intensity cardio and that longer duration if we're wanting that aerobic capacity as well. Now, if we look at our resistance training is probably one of the most bang for your bucks, is what I like to call it. Resistance training is something that we might do 1 or 2 times and we see absolutely nothing from doing it, except of course those endorphins that we get. But with resistance training, we're there to tax the muscle and create muscle protein synthesis or have stimulus on the muscle for it to then be ripped apart, so that when you go home, you eat fantastic nutritious food, little and often, you're going to help that repair or that recovery so that you can come back in and do it again. The more we rip the muscle fibers apart, the more they get the chance to repair and grow, the stronger and the more curvy or shape we create with our body. Now, muscle is the most metabolically active tissue on our body. It takes a very long time to grow it, and it can be easily destroyed very quickly if we don't nurture it through our nutrition and recovery as well. So with resistance training, we can use barbells, dumbbells, we can use our body weight. There's so many different variations of doing it, and it's a very slow and long process to be able to develop progress and development in resistance training. So if we come back to cardio versus resistance, cardiovascular, although we're going to get faster results when we see that metabolism heightened, burning those calories and burning that body fat and keeping that metabolism elevated long after we leave. With our resistance training, we're still going to get that elevation from our metabolism, and we're still going to be burning that body fat, having those muscle fibers ripped apart. However, the return on investment is a little longer through muscle. However, we get to keep those changes far more permanently or sustainably, having more muscle mass on your body rather than that cardiovascular style conditioning as well. Both of them play a part in your lifestyle. Having the blend of both cardiovascular can be quite easy to get in, nice and easy to move your body and get moving, whereas that resistance training can definitely be challenging, I suppose, with your flexibility, your mobility, and your exercise IQ in knowing how to set up and get into those movements as well, and then to start progressing with adding more load, volume, sets and reps, which is what we can prescribe here as well in our Body Fit Training progressive style programming.